the topic might kind of fit in with this. Everyone, we are live again. Me and Fitzgerald were just talking offline.
Chopping it up, like you say.
Chopping it up like we usually do before the show. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Before we get started, make sure you go to dynastymere.com. Again, go to dynastymere.com, buy some merchandise while you're there. And the shirt that Fitzgerald has on, that shirt will never, ever, ever be on dynastymere.com. So
yes, it should be, man. it would be on Find Your Ways to Win with Fitzgerald Stevens. That'll be on my channel.
So everyone, make sure you go to dynastymere.com. Also, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the content as well. And then buy a book, you guys. So let me put my children's book up here real quick. Into my children's book. There we go. Guys, make sure you buy a book as well. And share the content, guys. Please share the content. Now, there might be some of you that for some reason you don't find value in this, but please share it to someone because, don't deprive the information from other people that might find value in this.
Prince, don't confuse just because someone doesn't make a comment, they don't find value in it.
No, I didn't say that.
You have many people find value in stuff, but maybe they don't comment as much as they want, but much as they should, or comment at all. But you don't think that, man. You are tremendously valuable in that. So.
Right, but I'm just saying in general. Not if I know the people who are watching this. That I know everyone's not going to comment, but there might be some that might walk away from this and say, "Hey, I don't see the need for this." But that doesn't mean don't deprive others who might have a need for it. So all we're saying is share the content. And without further ado, I have my brother on with us, Mr. Fitzgerald Stevens, everybody. And today's topic is, will you be prepared if there's another shutdown, another lockdown? And me and Fitzgerald, we were just talking about his life on the farm and how they were pretty much they could pretty much do everything, survive on their own. As far as food, the farm, pretty much everything. So that's what we were discussing, self-preservation. That's what we were discussing offline. They were self-sufficient. Being self-sufficient. And then, and just the issue with how much we rely on we don't really do for self. There we go. Fitzgerald, me and Fitzgerald were talking about and how he was explaining his life growing up and, the life of his parents growing up and his grandparents was, they did for self and they were self-sufficient. And, I think that's a great segue into the topic. Like, how will you be prepared if there's a shutdown, if there's a lockdown? If they shut everything down, like, how will you be prepared? They took food off the shelves. Because I remember back in March when everybody started panicking. You go into some grocery store, there's no toilet paper, no paper towels. There was a limit on the amount of meat you get. A lot of the shelves are empty. What if we have to face that again? Because I'm pretty sure it's coming down the pipeline. So will you be prepared? And then also, too, in regards to your income. If you still have a job, even if you're working from home, you still have a job. So if you have a job, you could get hired and you could get fired. So are you truly prepared if there's another shutdown, a lockdown, if there's another one? Because, in fact, there's an article that I'm going to pull up where in New York, they're talking about coming this fall, shutting the restaurants back down. Like, they're already Governor Cuomo. Is it Cuomo? Is that how you pronounce it? Sure?
Not the liquor stores, but the restaurants.
Right.
Liquor is, as they deem, essential business.
Right.
Not the tobacco places. But deemed essential business. Part of it has to do with states gets a large portion of taxes off of that. But hey, I'm just a cat from Southeast Alabama. So what I know. It's always about the paper, Prince.
Right. So they're talking about having another shutdown of the restaurants come fall, because I guess that would be considered the beginning of flu season, I guess. So, and from my understanding, flu and COVID do not mix. So, Fitzgerald, go ahead, take it away. I'm going to pull up this article real quick in regards to
first and foremost, good afternoon, everyone. Great to be in your homes again. Mr. Elliott, thank you for that compliment, man. Just thank you. I'm just a simple cat, from Alabama, and I know you guys hear that a lot, but really, I'm the same guy I was when when I was growing up back then, just love people and believe in working hard and working smart, believing in figuring out some way to get my own platform where I wouldn't have to work hard, where I wouldn't have to work as hard for all my life for someone else without getting very little at it. Wanted to build something, wanted to be wealthy. I wanted to be that for a long, long time. It was ingrained in me. But coming up where I did, coming up the way I did on the farm, and that was the business. That was the family business, the farming. That's what my grandfather put into place. His goal was to have some of his children, or he wanted to have a resting place for his children where they wouldn't have to be subject to a lot of segregation and leasing themselves out and going to work for anybody else. He detested that. He detested racism. He detested the fact that back then as he told my brother, he said black man was seen back in that era. And you got to realize, 1910 by most white people, it was seen like what labor could we get out of him. It's literally that was the way he taught it. It was a whole nother different day. So we're not here to impede upon your sensitivities and your viewpoint, like we're talking about almost 100 years ago. And when my grandfather was born in Southeast Alabama, let that switch in. You can imagine that before civil rights, and that was before that were literally the color of your skin was a detriment if you had his skin for us, black people, no matter what you accomplish. That was back then. He would he literally would wear overalls as a farmer, and these guys would go to church and church with their pistols. They was always strapped.
Wow.
Always strapped. Don't talk about gun racks in the back of his truck. Always stashed. Why? Because the Klan they used to go around there and they used to go snatch people off farms. Go in to have a service one time in church. They remember they go out there and get a guy, snatch him, hanging him out there from trees. The term you think of picnic.
Right.
Think of nice little baskets and blankets. Mm-hmm. It's pick a nick, and you can use the word that the word already good. That's how it went. So this is the way he grew up. He grew up before King. He grew up before Malcolm Shabazz. He grew up before all these guys, and and it was terror was used as a weapon. Well, fortunate stock I came from, we really didn't care about much of your rhetoric, because we had firearms too. So that's where you came, and I came from a family of fighters, man. We ain't nobody ain't scared of you. But there was a whole society that was put in place far as against that. So this man came up as an only child in that environment. He stayed married to my grandmother, Rose, for darn near 67 years. They stayed married 67 years. He had all his children, 15 children by this woman, and she had all her, and she had all her by him. There was no isms in between the sexes. You worked it out. So we saw this, and I'm exposed to this and things, and I'm the grandson, obviously. For my mother was in that clan. I had something. I counted out of all the aunts and uncles, nobody wanted to stay in the family business, the farm. Everybody wanted to go to the city. Mm-hmm. Well, no. So eventually, my mother did move back. And it was a different life. It was a different life, and he was very, very disciplined. We was always taught, the value of work and getting your own, being self-sufficient. Right. He was the one that put this in my head. How you guys hear me talk, like finances, getting economic wealth. Because my grandfather believed in two things. He believed that you had to have economic power to get people off of you. He really believed that. So to him, money was a shield. And he also believed in being locked and loaded, where you can come in and take what he had, or take his life or his family life. So we was very much in that. So that was drilled into me, but not necessarily by words, but necessarily by seeing someone who was doing it. 50 people could come at my house, on the family ranch, and we own acres and acres of lands, and cultivated vegetables. I didn't know what it was to be hungry till I left home, really. And so we didn't know what homelessness was running around that area because people took care of people. 50 people could show up and we could feed you constantly because we had acres and acres. We had our own well on our property, natural water. We were totally self-sufficient. And if the compound was, you guys ever remember that movie Dallas, where they had the ranch South Fork, and that's where everybody would come live?
I've seen the TV series.
Yeah, but the thing of it, they had a family compound, like a community compound. Well, that's what the compound was. We know when we got family, that was for us. Now we were very, 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 very strict. My grandfather was real, real big in this. You didn't come to the compound unless you was family. You definitely didn't stay over there. You wasn't allowed to bring anybody outside the family.
Really?
Man, he was adamant about us. Not only could we bring our so-called friends there, no, we couldn't do that. He would get very, very mad about that. Now, friends, us, and you was of the family, one of the first cousins, second cousins, you family. You can come there and get family access to the family things. Mm-hmm. But anybody outside of that, it was forbidden because we was always taught that the family resources for families. I mean, I used to think it was quite wild. Of course, I didn't know about why he was like that, why he thought about that thing. He didn't tell us about molestation. He didn't tell us about children being kidnapped. He didn't tell us about family being abused. He just okay, I know what's going on with my tribe, but I don't know if you bring in the outside influence. So I tell you the way, don't go and deal with that. You just don't have them here. We don't do that, but he taught us the value of work. By example, we had property. We still got property. We that had all the stuff, but somehow along the line in the South and where we were at that time, very, very rural, we wanted to get away. So eventually my aunts and uncle married and they went to the Chicagos and the Buffaloes and the Clevelands and up around the Lansing, Michigans and Detroit. They just moved away. And so the cousins that my first cousins of the Northern clan, they're not really rural integrated. They're city integrated. They, for me going back and live into the country, it would be nothing for me. I mean, I grew up there. I can go back and put me a nice little house on a back 40 and, get me a couple of trucks and go get me some livestock, some Black Angus beef, and I can argument right back there fine. I mean, I don't have to be around all the bright lights of cities. I don't have to be like that. But some people, you're not used to that. That's kind of tough. But that's not what his line is. The name of the game when I came from there, ladies and gentlemen, be self-sufficiency. Mm-hmm. Self-sufficiency. What do I mean self-sufficiency? Primarily economic wealth. Having economic wealth and having the will and the means to protect it for someone not to come in there and to take it from you. My grandfather used to play this like a lot of other people. He never had anything in his name. He never had anything in his name because if farmers wouldn't make the crop right, or they were sold bad seeds. That's a lot of how property was taken away from Black farmers back in the South. It simply would either sell bad seeds or not sell seeds to them. They were agrarian society, so they had to depend upon the crops in order to help pay pay for goods and services. Or if something was to come on that, they want you to put your land up as collateral.
Right.
Okay. So this cat before trust was known and family banking was known, he never kept anything in his name. He would keep it in all. He would keep it in different members of the family's name. And he would send those cats to divide up. Now he never had to. He was pretty much well successful. He did tell me he had to sell one piece. And that's where he started putting the lands in different families. Now he keeping his wife, keeping his various children, that he could rely on. But you never could take the property because you come after him. He didn't have anything, but he controlled everything. So that's another mechanism I had in there. That I have for this day. Okay, it's not much. It's not much to to acquire something. Understand this, ladies and gentlemen. I said this a couple of times. Anybody can get a wife, a husband. Anybody can get a home. Anybody can get a good career or a great job or even a business. Getting it ain't the issue. Can you hold it, as my father would type it? Can you keep it? And in order you keep it, you have to have certain structures and certain mechanisms. You have to actually have certain things in place for you. In case you get buckshot crazy and stuff like that. If you're undisciplined, maybe you need to have like a two check system where you can't solely sign off about a certain amount. If you're prone to that, you have to have something, someone else with sign authority just to look after you. Like with my businesses, there is really the three, but especially two men that I trust with my life. If something was to come with me, maybe if I could become incapacitated through a medical field or accident or mental things, if I come capacitated, there would be my two younger brothers. One is a senior budget director. That's the middle brother, Preston. The youngest brother is a corporate attorney. Well, primary things I would need in my finances would be someone who knew numbers. That's Preston. And someone who has legal experience. That's Michael. They're blood brothers. I know dang well that nobody's gonna flank me with those two cats, because we are ruthless at protecting each other's interests. Absolutely ruthless. That's the way we were taught. We'll tell you quick. Whether it be our chosen professions, me with being an entrepreneur, him one with being in a major company that he does his work for, us being a director, and the other one being at a major company in transportation. We'll tell you quick, man, we ain't concerned about the companies. I mean, how does this look and fit my brother? I'm after the interest of my brother. I just had a talk with him just a couple of days ago. The youngest one, he was talking about a position he's getting ready to be up for, and he'll get it, to be a very prominent position. Put him on a national stage. And we were talking about personnel and why is your time. And I said, man, you got to understand, dude. If this situation, this person coming at you like this, man, hey, I'm not concerned about the organization. I'm concerned about my brother. What's in the best interest of him? People really, that's not the interest, man. My first commitment is to you. It's always been like that. It's been like that since we were children. And the youngest just turned 48 now. So what am I getting at? You have to be around, you have to network with people and be in business with people, for the collective betterment. Okay, you have to think in terms of collective, and you're going to grow wealth. You have to think in terms of collective, and if you're going to grow great wealth, you got to figure out, how do I make other people great wealth? Okay, you have to have partners and you have to take care of them, but not everyone is worthy to be your partner. Okay, so get that not everyone is your boy, just because you played hockey with them or played football with them. What's their character? What's their business acumen? What's their vision? And I'm not looking to work with anyone, and I certainly I'll go ahead and say I certainly have drilled that into Prince Amir over the year. Right. I mean, man, we ain't working with everybody. We are looking for people with a particular set of skills. And number one, they have to want something. Number one, they have to want to build wealth. Well, if you want, people say, well, yeah, I want to build wealth. Great. Okay. Are your actions lining up with your goals? Are you putting feet to the leather? Okay. Are you putting action to what you want to do? Are you being persistent? What's your track record? How are you known? What can you bring to the table? See, you're going to really start building partnerships. What do they bring? You don't just partner with someone because it's a good thing to hook up with them. Even the trains and different cars on the trains, they hook up for one purpose. You know, I mean, the engine will hook up with the cars in the middle, and all of them hook up with the caboose. The caboose actually can have an engine with it too. It's still everyone serves a purpose for the mission to get to the goal. So when you evaluate where you're going, and you got to ascertain how the problem is on the table. You know, you don't want to look at things through rose-colored glasses. Oh, right. I wish things were like this. It shouldn't be like this. Get that mantra out of your brain. Deal with the cards as they are on the table. In the economic system on the table, people need money now. People need wealth. I heard Grant Cardone, and I was looking at this article, looking at this yesterday, and it really struck me. It said millionaires are going to become the middle class. Catch what I just said.
Yeah.
Remember I used to say when I was talking with my wife years back, I said, hey, you know what? It's going to come a time, baby. You know, there is going to be no middle class. You're either going to be rich or you're going to be poor. We're in that age right now. Now it's going to accelerate. That's why you're seeing the wealth gap is widening so much. So Grant Cardone said the millionaires are going to become the middle class. Okay. Well, we can see with the debt load, and we can look at the trade imbalances. We can look at the unemployment numbers. We can look at the number of businesses going out and businesses going out of business. We can look at the amount of foreclosures. We can look at the amount of job creation versus job losses. You can't have this unsustainable numbers. And so don't think all that wealth is being destroyed. Wealth is never destroyed, ladies and gentlemen. It's only transferred. So if your goal is to be wealthy, you got to go into business model where the wealth is being transferred into. That's where you have to look for it. You can't maybe ice cream stands is pretty good, and maybe hot dog stands is pretty good. But the way I'm looking at with people creating online businesses, much better. With people creating global marketplaces is much better. With people having the world where they can use the world where they can acquire revenue from, as opposed to just your little geographical areas, much better. The thing when you start thinking in a global perspective, you never want to limit ways that you can get paid. You never want to limit markets that you can get it going into. What if I look like I got a great business model? And let's say if I go the franchise way, which is an incredible business model. Let's just say if I go the referral-based marketing way, which is a great model, which I'm involved in that model. But let's just say you just happen to have a limited territory you can operate. But there's a great opportunity in Japan for what I do. Great opportunity. But now I'm not the one to hear something like, well, I can't go into Tokyo or Osaka because someone's already there and they already been established there 50 years. But I know I can do the job just as good and compete. So I don't hear that, because I bring much more value there, or I could bring just a similar value, if not greater value. And I'm forbidden to go in that territory because that's someone else's territory. See, a man like myself don't hear that. If I don't hear nor hear to anyone who limits me from being able to make my income, and for me being able to make my income where I want to make my income. Okay. Now, the world is broke. Not going broke, it's broke.
Right.
While we're sitting around here getting jacked up about listening not listening, but worried about who's going to come in this political spectrum, or who's going to get in this thing like that, or who's going to or are they going to cancel football, NBA season, hockey season? Are we going to have to be able to wear a mask and things like that, or not? Are they going to send out maybe another $1,200 check, or maybe they're going to be another $400 check? Meanwhile, the titans of capitalism, they're seeing like, how can I profit off of that?
Right.
How could what? Okay, that stream is shutting up. Where is the money going now where I can get in that as a first mover, and figure out how I can create wealth out of that? Because wealth, they're not going to stop spending. The money is not going to stop circulating. It's just going into the other different channels. Ladies and gentlemen, the money for these days is going away from cash. It's going away. The game is up.
Already working on it.
No, it's going. It's up. And so we would say like, but you think people who control those money printing press or the bankers, you think they're just going to let their power just slip away from them? They're going to say no. We'll give people the illusion that they have power. Okay, so we'll give them people illusion. So what we're going to do, we know that paper is gone. We know this is a farce when we first started doing it. We know that. They don't, but we know this fractional reserve and stuff is nothing but a Ponzi scheme, where I could just take $1 and then the banks can literally use that to create about $10 more off the one. And right. Then they can take that fictional money, loan it out for loans, or charge interest on something they print out thin air. We know that's up. They know that's up. So where is the thing like going? People are looking at gold. People are getting asset conscious. People are taking our paper money, the same system way we've been doing, and they're putting that in the assets that's going up. They're looking for hard stuff, property that you can walk on, gold that you can have in your hand that is actually going up in value. And people are building networks independent of our financial system, cryptocurrency, Google Pay, Apple Pay, Carrot Pay. They're building all these systems that if we don't get real abreast, we're going to be out of business. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to start investing in those new technologies. We're going to start investing in those new technologies. Now, to take you back and do a little history test, which I'm a big history buff, as many of you probably already gathered. Have you ever heard this gentleman by the name of Nikola Tesla? Probably the greatest inventor that the United States ever produced. And that includes over George Washington Carver. The man was flat out brilliant at what he did. But he was considered a little eccentric because he was a super loner, never married, never had any children. All this cat was about the work and the plan, but he wasn't a good manager of his money. He didn't know he was a brilliant inventor, but he didn't have business acumen. He's like one of those cats, leave me the heck alone, give me a laboratory. I'm just going to go in there and I'll just create. You don't hear about Tesla Industries now. I'm not talking about the cars. Elon Musk named his car company after that man. I'm not talking about that. But we hear about Edison Industries, Con Ed. That's a premier electrical company great up there along the line of Duke Energy up in the Northeast. Edison, and I say this lightly, he was playing. He was playing. He was a scientist. He can invent something. Compared to Tesla can make Edison look like the scientist you and I are. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a scientist. He was just that good. He had a plan. He had a plan that he wanted. He knew that as far as the Niagara Falls up in Buffalo, New York. Niagara Falls, Canada, around that Buffalo, New York area where I used to live for about 6 years. He had a plan and needed a design apparatus so that Niagara Falls could supply free electricity, not for that region, for the entire world. He could have did the same thing for the entire world. He had all that. He didn't believe you should pay for electricity. He said you can pull enough electricity out the cosmos. Where you don't need a Duke Energy, you don't need all these people don't need to be buying electricity. People don't need to be doing and a lot of things he had, but he didn't know. He remember what I said. That's my father taught me. It's not what you have. Can you keep it? He didn't have the skills or the aptitude, maybe even the desire to keep it. So he had his patents. But he didn't have the acumen. He didn't have the right knowledge. He didn't seek the knowledge. He just wanted to create. Thomas Edison and John Philrod Morgan, as J. Paul Morgan, they bought the patents out from under him right up for there, and they suppressed them because this dude can't get out. That this dude can't out. He had one of his schemes. not schemes, but one of his stuff was actually to replace the oil industry. He's like, man, we don't need to be running off combustible engines. This is what I have. His technology was so deep. After his death, the U.S. government came and took those patents, and they're still sealed to this very day. Look at it. So what's the point, Fitzgerald? Okay, we're when I come on this channel, as I said many a times, I want to, my goal is to help you build wealth. I don't make no apologies for that. Maybe we'll talk about a certain subjects but they're always going to come back to wealth. I wish we could have actually recorded the stream that Dynas and my brother Michael and myself were talking today. It was pretty dang deep. I really wish we could have did that. And maybe I'll get him on, but he's like a quiet cat. He ain't gonna, hardly, I'll see what I can do. But we were talking about economic power. So my mindset is the fact that I realize I can't take everyone with me.
Right.
Okay. When we sit around we talk about building wealth through carrot bars, especially that's the platform that we advocate because it's so simple, so to now, so cost effective, and the ROI is just simply astonishing for when you really understand that. So what Prince Dynas and I, the way we move, okay, we look for like-minded people. First of all, we have to understand we got to get individual wealth. And then individual wealth creates family wealth. Family wealth creates community wealth. Community wealth creates city wealth. City wealth create national wealth. You got to have income in order to change policy. You also have to have income to protect policy for your interests. Policy should be, first of all, designed. How can it benefit me and my group, my constituents? Fitzgerald, that sounds pretty cool. Don't you want to benefit everybody? The world is tribes, ladies and gentlemen. Tribes. The Nigerian tribe, the South African tribe, the Ethiopian tribe, the Irish tribe, the Scottish tribe, the English tribe, the French tribes, the Germany tribe, the Canadian tribe. They're tribes. And so naturally a tribe, they want to make sure they're around. They want to make sure their interests are protected. And once their interests are protected, then we can see how we can include others as long as they align with our interests. Okay. Now, once we understand that, okay, now there is no interest if you don't have wealth.
All right.
Get that through your head. There is no, and for those who say, well, man, all this cat do is talk about money and talk about this and all that. Okay, cool. Hey, I tell you what, you just go ahead and log off and get someone who understands the need to have resources. Just invite them in. This ain't for you. We're not talking to you. But what are you going to do to change policy without capital, without resources? That's what the world race is for. That's what every political race is for, whether it be the president of the United States, the upcoming election. It's about power. Why do you want power? You want to have resources. Let's define what is power. Power is the ability to force your will upon someone, whether they want it or not. How do you do that? You control the resources. And for them attaining some of those resources, they have to bend to your will. Think I'm wrong? Look at the state of the poor in this nation. It's been a pandemic, right? March. Okay, let's give it around here between March and right now. Jeff Bezos, well, $117 billion. Right now, about 80 billion dollars in 4 months. 4 months, jobs was contracting. His wasn't. Elon Musk, Tesla organization. Somewhere along the line of maybe 33 billion back then, back March. Right now, he's clocking about 80 billion. Mark Zuckerberg, somewhere along the line, about 35 billion. Right now, he's 80 billion. And you're seeing this acceleration of this gap increase for people. And then so you wonder, okay, what can I do to participate in that? Ladies and gentlemen, a job is not the way to do it. All those guys I called, and I can call them many more. Larry Iverson of Oracle, even Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey. They've all increased their wealth too. You know, Michael Bloomberg, all these guys. But you notice they have their own business. They have something. They have a wealth system that they control. They're not interested in working in someone else's wealth system. You can work in their wealth system. They don't want to work in yours. You know, so if I'm looking at the first key to wealth, is like you have to have a system that brings you wealth. Okay, I can advocate that, you know, you want to save and put that money in assets, and you know, and I can advocate you can start where you are right now, but you got to have a system. You have to get doggone dogmatic about building a wealth system that you can amass power for control over your own destiny and the destiny of your family and the destiny of those who are aligned with your interests. Okay. Now, if you don't have capital to start, what do you have to, what is the next best currency you have? Your influence. Can you have people, who are like-minded with your vision to grow wealth, and can you do it by numbers? You know, there's a gentleman who we're all familiar with, 44th president of the United States, global icon, Mr. Barack Hussein Obama. He didn't come from a wealthy family. He's a highly educated man. He was, you know, he's put in some great schools particularly by his grandmother and grandfather over in Hawaii, you know, spent time in Indonesia. He didn't come from a wealthy family, yet he was able to take the presidency of the United States. You know, he started off with a small platform, and he was the first president, that galvanized social media. President Obama, should I say, President Obama grew a grassroots campaign financing for his presidency. He didn't have the big donors really given to him at first. He didn't have all that, you know. That which is another thing. If you don't have deep pockets, you can't be, you know, president. Man, you get ready to spend close to like $200-300 million plus. You know, and far as for exposures, ads, and all that kind of stuff, $300 million that people are going to spend for a $495,000 job.
Right.
It's not the $495,000. It's the power. It's the contacts. It's the ability to sway, the ability to put policies in place that benefit your constituents. Your constituents, not the people who voted, the people who finance the people. That's their true market. But, you know, we can debate about that a little bit later on. But get back to President Obama. He did a grassroots plan, Prince, that he was just collecting $5 here, $10 here. You know, elderlies, maybe they are sending $3 change, $3, and students that get behind and start moving on. Well, 330 million plus people in the United States. Let's say each one of them, let's say you have 50% of those, 150 million. Let's just say each one of them contribute $5. Mm-hmm. Do the math. Okay. And so how do we relate to this right here? Carrot Bar's business. Okay. You got a business. Deals with gold. Gold. I have often talked about this. Gold is money. I want gold. You need gold. You know, you as a Jack Nicholson character of A Few Good Men, you want this gold. You need this gold. Okay, why do you need it? It's an asset. What I mean by an asset, it's growing your wealth, even when you're not working. It's going up in value. Why do you want to get out of paper? It's decreasing your wealth. It's going down in value. Prove it. Go to the grocery store. It takes more dollars to purchase the same amount of goods and services that it used to 5 years ago. Heck, 5 months ago. You know, Publix, Walmart, Target, record profits in a so-called pandemic, not a pandemic, really. Why? They were situated in the right business model. They were where the money was. The money is going. People have to eat. Some other people out there, you know, what's the name of that company? Is by the Koch brothers, Koch Industries. They make Bounty paper towels and a whole lot of. I think Charmin is under their toolish. So people going out there buying booty paper. you know, caseloads of it, have whole rooms full of it. They didn't care. They sold it and made pretty good margins off that. Became much more wealthier stuff. So because they're where the stuff is positioned, they're where things are going in position. Okay, along come Carrot Bars by this gentleman by the name of Dr. Harold Constantine Seitz out in Germany. He has an epiphany. Okay, he sees that money is going down. He sees that there's a market to get gold into the hands of people, small gram increment goals, and he sees that he can create a business model off of this system. Okay, so what he formulates this company called Carrot Bars, an e-commerce business, which is another thing you want to look at because wealth is on the internet. That's really where it's going. A lot of these big mall stores and all these retail giants, they wouldn't be shut down now if they would have had the fortitude about maybe 20 years ago to really put a lot of their emphasis on building a global online presence.
Right.
They were so situated and stuck in this aquatic model. People come in my stores. People come around and look in traffic. People like to feel and touch around it. Meanwhile, the overhead was killing them. Whether they made a profit or not, they still have to pay all that. Okay, so he uses gold. Gold is money. So as you acquire gold, your wealth is going up. Then he puts a business component in it. I can create a business around gold. I can create a business around gold, getting other people to get people to create a business around gold in 149 countries. I can make my website free for them to become a part of the system. They can get paid residual income by helping other people acquire gold and build wealth for themselves. We can pay them in euros. Right. They can run a global business from the comfort of their home with a cell phone or a computer. A business that they have no employees. A business that they don't have to worry about overhead or cost. A business that they don't really have to travel anywhere. They don't have to keep gold in their garage or in their back office to sell. They don't buy the gold to resell it. They deal directly with Carrot Bars. We in turn send it out, and because those people went out there and found me other business owners and increasing the business right there, we pay them a percentage of that through infinity with 149 markets around the world. And also by the fact that we set them up in business, guess what? They have a home-based business. Now right. They can enjoy tax breaks of regular business owners. Mm-hmm. How much taxes Amazon paid last year, Prince?
Nothing.
That's right. Say it again.
Nothing.
Okay. How much money did Tim Cook's Apple? He's the CEO of Apple Computers, an Auburn man, matter of fact. How much did Apple pay in taxes last year?
I guess nothing.
Okay, you're right. Apple is worth
value $2 trillion.
$2 trillion. Now there's an adage out there. Well, the rich got all this money. They should give to the poor. Okay. Social responsibility. Okay, I believe that. Pay their fair shares of taxes. I believe that. What you determine is fair. Let's think like rich people right on the stream now. Okay, you, ma'am, went out and built an incredible company. You started right in your garage. You put a product together. Let's just say like maybe you put a product together. You was manufacturing. You want to manufacture something you can make out of your garage. You was manufacturing computers, okay? But you were manufacturing the chips as far as for the computers. You're gifted in mathematics. You have all these coding skills. You have the skills to produce what you're doing. You built this product from your garage by working your two jobs, but you took your capital and you invested in some of your thing. You invested in as far as your stream. You built that. You sacrificed for that. You didn't go out and buy the cars. You didn't go out and buy the things. You went in and you built something. And lo and behold, you fast forward 20 years from now. And sometimes you didn't eat. Sometimes maybe your children didn't eat. Your husband. You guys were putting everything, building the company. All four of you guys running that company. Lo and behold, 20 years from now, you're not in the garage, and you're not paying yourself, maybe $50 a week, because that's all you could take out the company. Now you are in a metroplex. You have a team that builds the semiconductors as far as in Dallas or Atlanta or Tampa. You own a company that you paid something like for the building that you paid by 4.5 million. You are generating revenue of $500 million a year. You have a personal net worth in that, as far as from that company, of $310 million a year. Okay, someone comes in there and they say, hey, we think because you're making so much money that you should pay your fair share. Well, I do. I create jobs. I create industry. I make it possible where there could be where people can have work for what I create. No. We think you should pay more. Well, how much is more? You ought to give us over half of what you have produced. Okay. So your thinking is, you mean tell me I got to give half my company to you, that you didn't put nothing in the game, that you had the same opportunity to go out and create something, the same thing that I did?
Right.
You think that's what I'm supposed to do? That's how a business owner thinks. That's what they're so they look for. Okay, if that's your case, well, I'm going to put it in shelters. I'm going to put it outside. I'm going to go to more tax-friendly environment, because I'm not going to be necessarily giving up my capital, that what I built, just because someone didn't take advantage of what I did, and then they're going to penalize me for producing. That's how they think. And that's how you were thinking you was at that level. But so when you start acquiring a business, you want to protect that wealth, and you want to have the ability to pass that wealth on to people who you want to. Taxes, of course you're going to pay them. You profited from far as where you are with the environment, where the United States or wherever your country is, they gave you the platform. Of course you should give them back. But I'm talking about someone feels they can take your wealth, because you are making it, and they feel that you got too much, as they would say with the athletes. Now, how much is your time worth? You create a global business with, say, 4 million Carrot Bars affiliates are in your network, each one of them buying gold. You started that from nothing.
Right.
You went out and got you a business package. You picked up the phone. You made the Instagram shoots. You made the YouTube videos. You built a global business within a business. You built a global network. Now you're sitting somewhere along the line of making something like $12 million a year from that part of that network. Fitzgerald, you kidding? No, look up a guy named Holston, Holston Bugs, or Bowles rather. A dynamic gentleman, African American gentleman. That doesn't make him dynamic, but the dynamic gentleman who does about $12 million a year marketing coffee, organic coffee. Mm-hmm. Look at some of the top paid people in the world of referral business. Referral means that you're working your business inside a business, and you're creating revenue from that. That's what Carrot Bars allows you to do. Because why you want to do that? Well, if you don't got $2 million to go open up a McDonald's franchise,
right?
If you do not have the capital to go buy the buildings, to get the staff, to be able to live, to have about 5 to 6 years reserved while your business is building. If you can't buy the land, and you can't get the buildings, and you can't get the bank loan, it makes sense to work within someone who already has an established system, and then you go in and build within that system and get paid from it. Then when you get strong enough and you choose to go outside that system and put something together, other entities on your own, fine. But understand, you have to have the revenue stream. Okay, we deal with gold. Gold is money. Gold is increasing our wealth. Gold is hanging about $2,000 per ounce right now. When I first started dealing with Carrot Bars, it's like $1,100 an ounce. I went to work because I didn't have capital to go out there and buy land. I didn't have capital to go out and buy equipment. I didn't have that type of capital to do that. And as a former business owner, I knew that you must have some form of liquidity to stay in business. I had a business, a successful business at one time. It was in automotive. I paid the bank loan was like $5,000 a month. I had to pay somewhere along the line of $4,000 a month in rent. I had to pay. I was already upside down $9,000 before I even fixed one car. I had employees to pay. Centos, I was a customer theirs. They supplied my uniforms. I had to pay them. I had to pay utilities. I had to pay fire inspectors.
Real quick. In fact, 1 second, guys. So in the chat rooms, my affiliate link. Please click on the affiliate link. Sign up as the affiliate again. In the chat rooms, my Karatbars affiliate link will also be in the description, and it's scrolling at the bottom. It's you guys see the ticker at the bottom. Just give me what was a typical power bill, electric bill at your business for a month?
Probably about $250. No. I forgot about that.
That's your house.
I was doing about $300. I was doing about $300 a month in electric bill.
That's not bad. I mean, I don't think like for a business.
And you remember how I used to keep my shop though? I had the bay doors open, the sunlight was coming in there, and I had.
Oh, right.
Remember how it used to be laid out? So in the lobby, it was fluorescent lights. Now, what I'm saying, I had incredible expenses. I had probably about 4 guys who worked for me, and often they were making more money than I was. No doubt about it. They were making, it was causing so much stress on my marriage, man. God, because we wasn't getting the revenue. I had to, back then I had one technician. He was a prima donna. I should have followed my wife's advice and never hired him or fired him in the first place. I was paying that cat back around 2007, $1,000 a week.
That's a lot. Guaranteed.
I had to stroke that check for him, guaranteed. I wasn't making that. Okay. So I had, and eventually the expenses caught up with me. I lost the business. 6 employees and massive overhead. Okay. When Mr. Michael Delco gave me a call and said, "Hey, Fitzgerald, I have this business. It deals with gold." And literally what it said to me is free to join. That's really what he said to me. I've known Mr. Delco since 1998. But I didn't get into it for Mr. Delco. I got into it for me. Business. My ears perked up. Remember where I came from. Okay, free. I didn't have any money to start a business. So that saw me like, gosh, I could do it. Gold. I knew what gold was. Not like I do now, but I knew what it was. I went to work. Said, I got a business package. Because the business package allowed me to create residual income, which I'll get into. Okay, I started off at zero. Back then we was in like 100 and probably 18 countries. We're in 149. I started at 0. And I just went to telling people, I just went to say, hey, do you look for ways to make money? Or man, Dynass, hey, Fitzgerald, what's going on? Hey, listen, Cat, forget about Alabama, Georgia. I got something you need to take a look at right now. There is paper to be made. Wow. That's how I broke a lot of protocol. I could get away with that because he's my friend. I've been knowing the man about 15 years. He decided to get in. He brought other people in. Other people brought other people in. Now, a business right now, literally all over the world. My first global business is through Karatbars. All over the world, almost 12,000 business affiliates all over the world that I don't have to pay payroll taxes for them. I don't have to pay a building for them. As they acquire, if they expand their network, it expands my wealth and my network. Remember, I said you got to create a wealth system. So I went to work on my wealth system. It's 12,000 people, not that far away from it. Run it through a cell phone from Tampa, wearing an Alabama shirt. Just put some oil in my hair and spruce myself up a little bit. Sit around up in there, go online, talk to people all over the world. Growing my wealth, getting paid in euros, taking advantage of the tax breaks that I have from a home-based business, still stacking my gold, and by the way, being able to leave all my assets to the wealth stream to my beneficiaries, but that's able to perpetuate generational wealth. That's what we do with Carrot Bars. Remember, I'm about economics. I didn't give a crap if someone would have bought me Cracker Jacks. As long as I was getting a good ROI, a rate of return about it, a good thing for us with able to build, and it fit my model with the compensation scheme that I need, without which in the compensation scheme that I need is unlimited compensation. You know, but I really thought that you really rethink that. Is gold going to go out of style? Is money going to go out of style? Do people always have to have some medium of exchange? Is cash becoming more valuable or less valuable? Are jobs getting harder to find or easier to find? Is college tuition going up or down? Is the cost of housing going up? Does it cost more to do business in this climate or less? But you mean to tell me I can create a global network in Nigeria, from Tampa, in South Africa, in Botswana, in Zambia, in Côte d'Ivory, England, London, Montreal, Canada, Perth, Australia, Nassau, Bahamas, Trinidad? And you mean to tell me I can do that without getting on a plane and flying over there? You mean to tell me I can gather wealth out of there, working a cell phone and using WhatsApp? I'm telling you, it's exactly what you can do. I'm telling you, you can make an income, a residual income, literally money that comes in while you sleep, money that's coming in while you sleep. But you can also get paid off of your efforts in addition to other people's efforts, and you can purchase your time back, and you can expand all over the world, because like the adage said, and I was going over this today with Prince Amir and my brother. In the world of business, understand this. In the world of business, they have but one question for you.
You got the money.
And one, do you have the money or do you not? Do you have the money or do you not? Well, I want this business loan. Great. What's your collateral? What do you have to secure this? Carrot Bar didn't ask me what I had to secure. I didn't have to, put up anything. All I had to do is open up an account, get a business package. One of 4 business package. I got the VIP package because that able me to maximize the compensation plan. Some other people get the gold, some people get the silver, whatever, and I was able to get paid 5 times a month in euros on a MasterCard that I could spend that revenue stream any way I want. I still save my assets. Never get rid of your assets. You want to live off the revenue streams, but never get rid of your assets. Your assets, that's for your children's children. That's for your family wealth generation line. And so that's what we did. And I look at the business climate today, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like the small business owner is getting driven out of existence. Yeah. The giants are taking over right there. They have the advertiser for the marketing. They have the capital. They can go in and flood like a local business owner's market by undercut the price. They can sometimes sell it for less than what they're paying for cost. Then they go out and then they just take all over that. No one can take over my Carrot Bar business. You're saying like, hey, I don't feel like I need to really do something. I feel like my job is secure. Well, that's good. Maybe that's a good way to feel. I never felt that way. Yeah, I did feel that way until humility kicked me in the butt and I was walked off of jobs, or fired, or let go, or whatever it was, and things like that. And it keep happening stuff. It was never in my cards to really work for someone anyway. I just never understood it. Right. But for my background, my background came up, I knew I had to be self-sufficient. And I just after a while, you just get tired of going through the rigor mortis. Now, for those of you guys who think, and I'm going to free some people right here, Prince Amir. Right. For those of you guys who think, well, I can't get this job because I don't have a college degree. I can't get this. If I had a college degree, I would be better. That's a fallacy. College degree just says someone for a chip that we need to pay you a little bit better on this job. There are cats right now there, are dropouts. Richard Branson for Virgin Mobile, the Virgin Corporation in England. Just drop out. They have an idea and they have the passion, and they have people actually with college degrees working for them. You don't need a degree. You need a wealth system. You need your own personal wealth system. And after you get that, you can go hire all the degree cats you want. You need something that's bringing money into you. And and that's what's catching people up. That's what's rocking the world, because most of them are working for others instead of working for themselves. They're working to build someone else's system. If as long as they're working to build someone else's system, if it's beneficial for you, or if it serves its time, great. But when you see like, wait, the majority of this equity is going to someone else besides me, but I'm putting in the labor to get it. So how much is your time is worth? So that's why we talk about Carrot Bars. Carrot Bars is just a way. We find it to be a very viable way. We find it to be a very profitable way. What we just simply look at expanding our network, expanding our thing. Do it look like Dynas and I are working to you now? We are.
We are.
We are. We're working hard. We're working hard. Are we trying to convince you something? Man, don't make me laugh. Dude, if I got to convince you to build wealth to take care of your family, I definitely don't want to do business with you. If I got to convince you that, like, hey, you know what, there's a financial storm out there, and the whole earth is on financial quicksand, and you're sinking, and you had better figure out some way to create you a wealth system, or your family is just going to be in economic slavery. If I got to convince, and you don't see the seriousness of that, I can't say what I can't give you anything. If you don't see the seriousness of getting in a platform that like this, that you don't have to go to banks to beg them from a business loan, and you can create a global business without asking a bank. If you don't see the value of this, that you could be 18 years old or older, male, female, Republican, Libertarian, Democrat, conservative, black, gay, godly, ungodly, if you don't see the need that you can get out there and create something off your own volition, off of your own will, off of your own desire, off of your ability to work, and go ahead and go out there and expand your network by finding like-minded people, I don't know what to say. If you don't see the value of attaining assets as opposed to liabilities, if you don't see the value of creating a residual income, that money works for you while you sleep instead of money sleeping and you working for it, if you don't see the value of having your own business that you can greatly increase the wealth of your home because of the tax breaks, among other things, if you don't see the wealth of leaving wealth for the future generations, I'm not talking to you.
Right.
I mean, say what you want, but Dynas and I have taken some criticism. It rolls off a black, because we really don't care, because at the end of the day, he's building a global business. I build a global business. Mr. Michael Delco, who helped us build a global business. Mr. and Mrs. Willie Brown build a global business. We're all building global business. We're all getting paid far as Prunettes. We're all collecting assets. We don't have anyone signing off our check. We're all taking care of working our way toward that self-sufficiency. Many of those people who I called are already there, and we're putting something together. And we know that, hey, you know what? If we want to go to Africa, we want to move to Dominican Republic, we want to move to Canada, we want to stay in the United States. We know it comes a time, you know what? We don't have to ask anybody's permission. We have the resources. Is your plan Social Security? Is your plan your pension? Is that what you're thinking about? Remember when the government shut down Prince Amir?
Right.
Civil services, our military, they couldn't get their checks.
Right.
Remember when Detroit, Michigan went bankrupt a couple of years ago. A lot of those people who had police captains, firefighters, civil work and city work and stuff, all of a sudden they check stopped because the city went to bankrupt. And a lot of these companies right now, here's the thing that they really don't talk about. A lot of the pensions are underfunded. Here's what I mean. Companies are having more money going out those pensions than really what they're bringing in. So if they're grandfathered in, companies are like, okay, We can't really do nothing what these guys, not what's we restructure or bankruptcy or whatever. You know, we don't want to do that. But I tell you what, the new people coming in, we're not giving you the pensions. You got your 401ks, which is really playing with your money in the stock market, index funds and all that kind of stuff. We're not going to give you guaranteed health care. We're not going to do that. We're going to require you to have a health savings account. Health savings account, yeah, you pay money into your account. So you have a catastrophic illness or things, the money you paid in, we'll maybe match a little bit because we get some tax breaks off of that. But all this stuff is on you. The average turnover is getting to be where it's like 5-6 years now. That's staying out. You know, you're starting to see a lot of
job turnover.
Most of the millennials for like your age and below, they're staying on jobs like maybe about 5 years. About 5 years.
8 months.
Yeah. About somewhere along the line like that. The market's changed. I mean, I'm from a different generation, you know, a man in his mid-50s, you know, we were the guys that, hey, we went out there and we were enjoying some of those benefits of having longevity on the jobs and stuff. A lot of that's gone away now. And so the future is not in a job. That's not where it belongs. The future belongs to the entrepreneur. As a matter of fact, you're going to expect it to be one. You're going, whether you create a blog on a blog, or whether you have a YouTube channel, or maybe you go down and create something of value that people are willing to pay your service card, because you're not going to be able to depend on anyone else but yourself to write your own paycheck. You're not really not. And we're in that age right now. People are so jacked about a president election that oh man, it's useless to me. You know, because you know what, as either party's going on, it's still going to be the same thing. You have to have you. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to have you. You think because maybe someone's going to come in and all of a sudden they're going to wave a magic wand and poof, you're going to go back to last year. It's still going to be the age of the entrepreneur. That's the age where we're in now. That's where the age we're in, right? We're in the age of the creator. We're in the age where you get out there and build value to the global marketplace that they pay you for. Mm-hmm. Or you're going to work in a system that has built value and they're going to pay you for it, but you're not going to like to pay. And plus the fact that if you start making too much, hey, Prince Amir, what's wrong? I'm in trouble doing a good, man, you're doing a great job. It occurred to me, your territory is getting too big for you to handle. That's code for I'm going to cut your pay.
Right.
What we think, you know, we're going to give you some extra help in there, but I've been handling everything else, been pulling revenue out of the management. Yeah, we understand that, but we're gonna divide your territory like by 4. You're going to be over the Eastern Division though, probably not the most profitable. Okay, but we're going to give that to you. Because you don't have that territory again like that, we're going to talk about your compensation. But you're going to like the way we're going to do it. We're going to put a new matrix. We're going to give you $1 more in your weekly salary. And your percentage that you was doing like 7.2, we're cutting it to 2.25. 2.25. Yeah, but you're getting it up on it. You're getting it on the raise. We're giving you $1 raise. Which means that they just more than half cut his income.
All right.
Okay. Which means that he's still going to be expected to produce and bring volume into the company, but he's not going to get compensated properly. He wasn't getting compensated properly at 7.5%. But you build an online business, you build a business like Carrot Bars and stuff like that. All the profits, you keep all of it. I don't have to share this with the 6 guys who used to work for me. And all the profits that come through my network on my card belongs to me. And all the things and all the profits that come through my partners belong to them. Dynasts don't have to pay me like a mafia fee or protection fee for helping him build wealth. I certainly don't pay Mr. Delco a mafia fee of protection. Mr. Delco has every right. You know what, Fitzgerald? If I wouldn't have helped you and shown you this, you wouldn't be in a position. That's true. If we didn't give you training, you wouldn't be in there. That's true. What are you saying, Mr. Delco? Well, I'm saying, man, you got to pay the team. You got now it's time for you to pay up, man. I need to get 50%. I mean, get 30% of what you're making. We don't do that. We don't do that. You know, we help you grow wealth for free. Mr. Ty Best created a system called Wealth Builders that helps you show you how to build a global team for free. Dr. Sykes has a website that's also for free. What's your thing? Maybe get like a $4,900 business package one time, or $2,200 business package one time, or a $595 business package one time. And for those of you who want to clown, yeah, he's up there selling packages. Man, tell me what business you can start that really is going to put the deal something with you without you putting some skin in the game. Tell me that. Tell me that. You're still going to get products. You're still going to get goods and service. Tell me what business you can start, you know, without having to put some skin in the game. Tell me that. Yeah, that's what I thought. But you know what? But what we're looking at the rate of return. Look at the rate of return. When I had my company, Dynas, the gentleman I bought it from, Mr. Joe Bajani, he taught me this lesson in business: no margins, no missions. No margins, no missions. I will absolutely say you got dang near close to 100% margins. Well, you said, well, Fitzgerald, you got to exchange your paper dollars into gold. How are you saying that's an expense? You're exchanging paper declining money into gold that's going up. I mean, was it expense when I started purchasing this stuff back in 2015 at $1,100 an ounce? That's right now the same stuff I still hold on my person in a lot of cases, and then in my gold savings account in Stuttgart that I hold that is worth $2,000 now. Was that expense? I'm way in the black. My business package that came with that will come with gold that I'm able to write off on my taxes at the end of the year as a business expense, so I can net that out of zero. How's that an expense? And so you're going to do something. You know, it's Friday, and I usually come pretty, but come pretty a little tougher on Fridays, it seems. But you're going to have to do something. Standing still is not an option. Evaluating things is not an option. You know, too much. Carrot Bars, debt-free company based out of Stuttgart, Germany. Over 1 million affiliates already doing what we're doing right now. FedEx delivers your gold to you. You're paid in euros on your MasterCard. Okay, whose sole business model is to vet the financial integrity and strength of companies. And 149 countries who's already cleared Carrot Bars to do business in. If you want to still do your research, okay, great. You want to look at the facts, great. I'm a proponent of that. You want to find out more, great. Go to therealmoney.info. You just go ahead and look at that. But if you're ready to go, just register your account. That's going to be free. What do you have to lose for that? Start saving in gold. Everyone needs a free gold savings account just to build your wealth there. Incorporate the efforts of others where you can get paid not only on your efforts, but theirs, and just get serious about building wealth for you and your family. Become self-sufficient. Mm-hmm. Become self-sufficient. Quit worrying about, they ain't giving us jobs. Quit counting the money in another man's pocket. LeBron James worth about $450 million. He made that money. We ain't concerned about what he do. If he want to buy 4 Ferraris, that's his business.
Right.
If Michael Jordan, he didn't come from wealth. He parlayed his athletic skill, built wealth. If he want to give to a cause or not, that's his business. It's his money. He made it. He just took the gifts that he had. And so your gift with what you have is your influence. There's a certain there's a certain network you already have in place that only you can get to. And there's a certain network they have in place that only they can get to. Wouldn't it make sense to grow wealth by helping other people grow wealth? By creating group economics in 149 countries. You might decide, like, man, I'm going to go move to Mozambique one day. You know, you take your passport, you take you decide, I'm going to move my business over there. I'm going to move my business over there. Let me pick Ethiopia. You mean tell me, Fitzgerald, people are going to move with you over there? Of course they are. Man, you telling me all those people are going to move to you in Ethiopia? Yes, I am. They're in here. I am my business. Like Jay-Z said, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Catch it? I'm not a businessman. I am a businessman. No. And that's how you got to think. You have to think differently because things are going to get progressively worse. The wealth gap will increase. Stuff that you think is high now, a lot of people are going to simply be priced out of having a home. You know, they're simply going to
expand on that, Fitzgerald. Expand
What's
on
that?
Expand on that. Being priced out of home.
Well, income wise,
right.
The homes are starting to keep going up. You know, you have a beautiful home up there in Atlanta. I've been to it several times.
Right.
I mean, could you pick that phone? Could you afford that home right now?
Even with the amount of money that I was making with Centon.
Could you afford it right now?
No.
How long you been in your home?
I've been in it since 2014.
2014 to 2020, that's 6 years. So you telling me?
Let me back up. I could, but I couldn't have a car note. I couldn't have any kids.
You couldn't have nothing else. So now if you was you just answered my question. So you can go out on a rip and go get the same home you are right now. It went up in value, so you're priced out. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what's coming. That's what's happening. That's what's here now. My father and mother paid $24,000 for their home on Reed Street in Malvern, Ohio. $24,000. Dad is the father of 3 sons, and he was the sole income earner working at Timken Roller Baron in Canton, Ohio. He would take $130 and he would buy groceries for the month, come out with 2 shopping carts, of food and everything with supplies like that. He had his cars paid for, car payments with his Plymouth Fury. Dad, when he probably about like $76. Insurance, $12.40. We lived in a great middle class neighborhood. Tell me tell me what, and he made a little over 40-something thousand a year. Tell me what apartment or house that you can afford, or tell me what a house that you can afford or apartment you can afford living in minimum wage, any city in the nation. I'll pick one.
No, not at all.
No. Tell me what you can do with that. And with the tax burden is going to continue to keep going up. Right. Because it's going to have to. The revenue streams have stopped in with the states with the corona, putting a great stress on the things. So they're going to have to make up for that lost revenue. If people don't have jobs, that means they have to pay more taxes. Okay, and so it don't have to be like that. What I'm simply saying is, become independent, become financially independent, become wealthy, become rich. Become resource abundant, where you can control the scope of your life and your family's life, where you don't have to take anything that someone gives you, but you got to have a system. And that's all the carrot bars is. It's a wealth system. You have to put in the work. And once you put in the work, it will keep paying you. And you keep expanding. That gentleman I talked to about Mr. Delco, who brought me in, okay? Roughly about 96,000 global partners in his network, for him and his wife. You look on his Facebook page, you might see him riding his bike with a little helmet running down the street. You see him out in the streets. He's actually a very unassuming guy. Financially done. His grandchildren are financially set for work that he did through this business. No. Mm-hmm. So on that note, I'm going to end with my closing phase. And it's simply this. Warren Buffett has said that if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Prince Dinah Samir has said, titles are not sexy, income is. Mr. Michael Delco has said that you don't come from a wealthy family needs to come from you. And Fitzgerald Stevens says, if you don't make moves, moves will be made on you. All four of those statements are relevant to this conversation, this broadcast, and all four of them are being fulfilled literally right now. Ladies and gentlemen, playtime is over. Thinking you all right, that's over. If you're all right, whatever that is, okay. Share this with someone who's not. Even if you're all right, what disadvantage do you have by having a residual income stream coming into your house additionally? What disadvantage do you have by having a home-based business that you can keep more of your money in your pocket because of tax breaks? And what thing do you have, even though you may have great assets, which I hope you do, what thing do you have by being able to leave your residual income to your dependents? So we thank you very much. Get ready for all our Carrot Bar partners who have came and supported us, supported us. You supported yourselves. You know, you're doing something to change your lives. For all of us who thought enough, for all of you who thought enough of Prince Amir to partner with him and helping you build wealth, hey, we bless you. And we're gonna do whatever we can, you know, to do whatever we can to get you at a level to where we are, even higher. That's our goal, you know. But for those of you who said, hey, Fitzgerald, love it, man, you're talking some good talk, man, this stuff isn't for me. Fantastic. Keep doing what you're doing. You got a model in there, keep following. But make sure it has a couple of these variables that I'm talking about. That no one can limit your income or your locations. You're acquiring an asset. It's asset based, you know, and you're able to lead that wealth onto your children. And for those of you saying, well, man, this isn't for me, you know, and you know, you out there talking stuff you don't know about. Hey, you know, okay, cool, your opinion. Don't count to me, but keep doing what you're doing. But for those of you saying like, okay, how do I get started? You're talking up. Go ahead and register on Prince Amir's link going down at the bottom of his page.
It's also in the chat room as well. In the chat room too.
Yeah, exactly. As you do that, you're going to fill out a registration form. Yeah, that's it. A registration form takes about 7 minutes if you're a good typer. About 15 if your type my speed. You're going to get an email from Carrot Bars after that saying you have successfully registered, verify your account. Instantly, you're in business. And then Prince Amir is going to call you, but he makes a lot of shows, so I'm going to make it easier for you. My personal cell number is 1-716-573-6296. 1-716-573-6296. My email address is fitzgeraldstevens@gmail.com. Give me a call. You know, it rings right to this phone that I have for several years. My job is to show you how to maneuver through your site. Both Dynas and I can help you order packages. That's the thing. You're going to want to get one of those right away. We can help you. We can show you where your marketing links are, show you how to build, show you how to talk to people, plug in the Wealth Builder, get you the training and teaching you need, assist you in talking to people, assist you in growing your wealth. That's our job. And so we'll be happy to do that. We like to run with you as fast as you want to run. You know, we're going to help you build. We're going to help you build an organization where we're not going to build it for you. So on that note, Dynas, man, I don't know what you got planned today. Look like it's about ready to storm. So
it's running on and off here too.
You know, so man, but I gotta get up to see you in Atlanta, man.
I'm here.
I gotta get up there, dude. You know what? Forget me coming to Atlanta. When you gonna come to Tampa?
You know what? Hey, Fitzgerald, we're gonna talk offline. In fact, yeah, we'll.
Yeah, man, come on now, come on.
We're gonna talk offline because I was gonna actually. Yeah, we'll talk later. Because we'll talk.
Okay. All right. God bless you, man. That T-shirt looks nice. How do I get it?
www.dynastyamir.com. In fact, you already got this one.
I'm waiting for Dynas. I'm waiting for Amir's here.
Okay, it's in the works for sure. It's up here. It just hasn't.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. What's the topic you're gonna be talking on later today?
Don't know yet.
Okay.
All right. So I'll probably do another show, but don't know yet. Well, actually, I do have to put my motivational video up, so gonna be putting that up soon. So
okay, man. Hey, respect to you for helping people, helping the community, especially helping them build wealth and and respect to you, Mr. Elliott. I do not have an iPhone. I have a Galaxy, man. I wish, maybe sometime I would have my
Oh, you
iPhone.
got a cool trick.
But man, Mr. Elliott, this is a Note 8, man. I love it. You know why? It's paid for. They trying to get me to get all these other phones. I just want to use something that's paid for. I'm trying to take that money, but that $1,000 something I would pay for it, and with a phone and use that to buy gold for myself.
Oh, let me show you guys some trick. Something cool. This is a trick. Hold on. Here we go.
Are you gonna show it your phone?
Oh, I didn't do it. Hold on. I didn't do it. Hold on.
Okay, Don asked, hold on for a second, man. We can't sign off yet.
Right.
Friday take a little bit of time. I just saw it. Mr. or Miss 91_BJJ. I wonder if Carrot Bars can be here in Kenya. Yes, we are in Kenya. Okay. Oh, like that, man. Like that. It's fancy. I may have to get one of those myself. Yes, we are in Kenya. Let me look at some. So when you stroll and you get ready to open up your account and you get ready to put your name and address, it's going to ask for countries, and you click the arrow and you go down to Kenya and you'll see that we're there. Okay, Mr. Green, Mr. Rob Green, living and working away from home in an environment where it's 90% white and Asian all around me. I just enjoy watching. Yeah, well, yeah, I can understand. I can understand, as far as like that. But hey, people know me as far as me from my background. Like I've often shared, my great grandfather is a Caucasian cat, was a Caucasian cat. Back like my on my father's side. So that's one reason why you see some of the features as far as with me. So and I have Asian in my family. We have Spanish. So I don't really go around the color line. I can see what you mean, but my tribe is people who want to make money. And actually my best friend is a French Indian Polish brother who I've been knowing about 35 years, who I would trust him with anything I got. But I can get what you're saying. Mr. Green also, and listen to you two brothers remind me of my father and older brother discussing business and money and GU financial policies. Thank you. Thank you very much for that compliment. Wise Feminine. Hello, everyone. Hello back to you, Miss Wise Feminine. Looking in. Haru Tut just drove through Buffalo, Niagara Falls on 190. I know the area very well. Buffalo. When I was up in there, I was only about maybe 3 miles away from the Canadian border, so I would go up there often. Matt Ankin Ka, if I'm pronouncing names wrong. Greetings from Georgia. Is Mr. Stevens married? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yeah. Currently, yeah, married. Mr. Stevens, I would love to pick your brain all while you're speaking in the near future. Mr. Wallace Elliott, tell you what, just go ahead and register your account. And the reason I'm saying this, because I spend so much time talking to my affiliates, man. From now, I switch on, probably go on the bike ride. Afternoon, I'm working. So I'll talk to my affiliates like with stuff because we're in business together, but just shooting the breeze like that, I kind of get away from that now because I want my time to be, used for wealth building for me and my partner. So you become a part and, we help you with your business. Sure. We could talk much more about these things in the future and on my dime. See, help me out, Prince, man. I'm looking at his comment. Okay. 91_BJJ again, quote him, collect resources or have an entertaining or valuable skill that can't be done by a robot. Absolutely correct. Mm-hmm. Absolutely correct. A great point. I love the fact you see that. I'd rather have a skill. We all need them. Resources can be taken away, not if they're properly protected. They can be taken away if they're properly protected, if they're not properly protected, or if they're unguarded. So I would have a difference of opinion with that, but knowledge cannot. Okay. I respect the hustle and all the best. man, sir, ma'am, I hope you're registering and already got your business package, because you know we look for people like you. You get it. Knowledge can be pearl bearer. Knowledge can be made redundant or lost or irrelevant through sickness. Let's just agree to disagree. No, I don't see it that way. No, sickness. You're talking to a man that the God Almighty healed from a full bone marrow transplant. I had a little blood disease called aplastic anemia back when I was 25. You know, full bone marrow transplant, all that kind of stuff given to me by my youngest brother. I would just say I was put on a shelf in my healing recovery, but I didn't lose my knowledge. I didn't lose my drive. So when I came out, you know, I still came out with the mission to gather resources to build partners. My only difference was, my only thing was, Dynas and ladies and gentlemen, my only thing was that I didn't understand the importance of partnership like I do now. I thought I had to go out there and get it myself.
Right.
I thought I had to. I used to think I had to build a business, or I had to build a brand. I didn't understand the way you build a business is you build people. You need partnership. You need allies. If you're going to build a great project or something like that, you need allies. Each and every one of my business partners that work with me is an ally. I'm an ally of Mr. Delco. I don't consider myself an employee of his by far. I'm not anybody's employee. But I am a partner of him, and I am a partner of Prince Dynas Amir, and I am a partner in this. So I think in terms of partnership, and partners think like this: how can everyone eat?
Right.
How can everyone make money? If you're one of those like, hey, y'all work for me, man, you're gonna be broke. Absolutely, people are gonna resent you for saying that, because it's arrogancy. How do I make money for the collective? How do I make money for my partners? How do we all eat together? Let's build a bigger table where we can get more partners. So that's my mindset now, and it's absolutely put me on a nice trajectory. You know, as far as where compared to where I used to be. Keep in mind, I was back 20-something years. I was a 20-year-old kid. I didn't know. You know, I thought I did, but I didn't know. Derek Weatherstream. Wallace said he was poor, but lived in a middle class community in Hawaii and went to expensive private school. Okay, I assume we're talking about President Obama.
Yeah.
It's not, no, you wasn't poor living in the schools. He was, you know, going to the schools. He did. He went to middle class, yeah, but his mother and grandfather really helped facilitate his education, and he was educated very well in some great schools in Hawaii. Yeah,
and also too, the cost of living in Hawaii is high, so you can't really be.
Yeah, no, he wasn't poor. He was considered middle class over there.
Yeah,
but, you know, he had the access of education, should I say? You know, but keep in mind, President Obama, he parlayed to use every talent he can to get where he is. So, you know, hard work and smart work. So that's all on him. He married smart. You know, which is another thing. Your association has a very good factor as far as how you succeed in life. He married an alpha woman, you know, but just as ambitious as he was, and they built something great together. So if anything, you know, before you associate wrong, or definitely married wrong, stay alone. Build wealth alone. But you want to look at stay alone, man. Stay alone. Association will kill or make a man or a woman. Right. You know, you can get in business with partners, but if they're not the right partner, you know, they can cripple your business. They can run you into bankruptcy and all kinds of problem with you. Some people you don't let in your circle. I keep my circle tight. And that's one thing I like about this business. You can expand a great global business, ladies and gentlemen, but it works independently of you. You're not liable for what someone does and what they don't do. It's their own thing. They're a part of you, but they're not a part of you, which gives you brilliant protection. I'm a part of Prince Amir's business, but he's not part of me. Meaning, like, if I go off with left end and act the fool, he's not responsible for that. His money doesn't stop because I did something crazy.
Right.
You see, and that's another great thing that really. Thank you for bringing that up. Rich people don't have jobs. That's why they don't pay taxes. Well, I can agree with you there. Rich people have wealth systems, and they have tax deferment instruments in it. Anyone can get sick. Even people with resources depend on the knowledge and resource you decide to invest in. Some knowledge won't become redundant. Okay, but I think we kind of addressed that. Okay, and Prince, give me about 30 seconds. I know you got to get out of here. Can you put Mr. Stevens' email in the dialogue box? Yeah, okay. Okay. Final thing, and done by 91_BJJ. If we register, does someone explain the terms and conditions? Yes, the terms and conditions are clearly visible in writing. I'm not understanding some of the language in there. Okay, I can get that. Yeah, but the terms and conditions are explained out when you get ready to enroll. The terms and conditions can pop up. I think I actually have that on my. It's going to come on your website where you can easily see that. But that's great. Hey man, I've had fun today, Prince.
Me too.
I've had fun, man. We've had some good talks already today. Appreciate you guys so much. Diane asked, well, what's the name of that phone you have, man?
It's called a Nubia Z20. So it has 2 screens.
Who makes it?
Nubia, Nubia.
Z20?
Z20.
Okay, man, I might have to go there. But I might have to get at that. But man, this is paid for, man. I don't want to use that.
Yeah.
So appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Who Georgia paid this week?
We won't play yet.
You never do. You never.
October 17th. If the schedule stays, if the schedule sticks, October 17th. October 17th, we were pulling up on Tuscaloosa. But see, it don't really matter. We could play on I-85, I-20, 285. We would play you guys anyway.
That was the line I gave you, man. Quit making people think that's original thought for you, So yeah. Well, we'll see you there, man. All right, So I hope everyone has a restful, great weekend planned. Get out, go ahead and get out. Don't let this thing shut you down. Take walks, get on bike rides, just do things, call someone. A lot of people, and this is just a public service now. A lot of people are dealing with a lot of depression now, man. Right. No, people are dealing with depression. I'm talking about people who have money and don't have money. A lot of people are lonely. I found people feel isolated, especially like the elderly. So I'm blessed to have both my parents living right now. So I call them and talk to them and stuff. But you can put a smile on people's face just by contacting. And if you need to talk to someone, talk to someone. No. There's a lot of people, Diane, under a tremendous amount of pressure. There's a lot of people that feel they don't have no one to talk to and no one to listen to and things like that. Pastors are even overloaded because they have to bear a lot of the weight of different people coming in. What I'm saying, get around some networks. You need networks for business. You need networks for your health. You need networks for your mental well-being. You need networks for just your inspiration. So cultivate that. No, please don't continue staying alone and spending too much time alone by yourself. And man, I could be talking directly myself because I am a tremendous loner, unfortunately. No, but create networks. Talk to someone. Call a friend. Check on people. And you don't necessarily have to say, hey, you look for ways to make money. Care about people first, and then once you do that, they're apt to more listen to what you have to offer. It's about people first. We build people, and people build the business. Dynas, man, I gotta go. Appreciate you so much, dude, and take care of yourself.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you go to dynastymurder.com and also my affiliate links in the chat room. Click on the affiliate link, sign up as an affiliate. I will personally call you. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror, search for Huru. Peace.